Much pride to be here with you, Togweo Mamao, elders, our fathers and mothers, who are the custodians of the land, to join hands with you to commemorate the occasion of the 2022 Asogli Teza. It is a heartwarming feeling to always be back here in home and to look around and witness such a colorful and vibrant display of culture. An array of people, young and old, families and individuals from all walks of life, from home and abroad, gathered for this important and most popular festival. Earlier in the week, we were serenaded on social media with photos from what was a very well patronized procession through the streets of Asogli, and we all could not help but admire the picturesque and unique dressing and culture that was put on display on that day. As a son of the Volta region, such positive portrayal of our culture and traditions brings me enormous joy. And that is why I want to commend and celebrate the efforts and commitment of Togbi Afede for the rebranding, innovation, and vibrancy of the annual Yam Festival that it has enjoyed since its installment. Congratulations, Togbi. My brothers and sisters, festivals have been a good rallying point for redefining our cultural identity and heritage. They don't only serve as an opportunity to remind ourselves of our history, but they also serve as occasions for reviewing our development plans as a people and unlearn the undesirable aspects of our culture, their consequences, and the changing dynamics of festivals in this era of globalization. I am fascinated by the story behind the Asogli Yam Festival. What struck me was the fact that the festival had its origins traced to a hunter and not to a farmer. For those of you who remember the story of Cain and Abel in the Bible, one was a hunter and the other was a farmer. When God chose the sacrifice of one over the other, it led to the first man-made murder or conflict in the Bible. But in the narrative of the Asogli Yam Festival, a hunter is celebrated today not because of his hunting prowess, but for the cultivation of a crop that has become the mainstay of our economy and is one of the most important staples in our country today. All over this country, from north to south, yam is grown and eaten by all our people. The lesson that immediately comes to mind in the story of this hunter turned cultivator is the need for us to be prepared to take advantage of opportunities and to be multidimensional whenever we get the chance. We must adapt to circumstances and seek creative solutions to resolve all societal challenges. Our ancestors who instituted our festivals were very wise. I believe that the Teza, much like the process of cultivating the yam crop, teaches us about the importance of labor and industry, of patience, of nurturing, of sharing, and of community. In addition to the beautiful festival we celebrate every year, however, I've been reflecting on what next after the festival. Yam is a highly exportable crop, and Ghana is one of the world's leading exporters of yam. Ghana's total export value of yam is estimated at around $48 million as at 2021. $48 million, but I think we can do better. There is still a huge advantage and potential for our local economic upliftment and development if we develop the cultivation and export of yam. Taking advantage of the potential yam offers for the local economy will no doubt require the participation of the state and government to stimulate local economic activity, for example, in the Asogli state. And we must also promote the consumption of yam domestically, because yam is not imported into Ghana. We grow it ourselves and we eat it ourselves. And as the saying goes, grow what you eat and eat what you grow. How many yam plantations do we have in our communities? And can we have a communal or district yam production target aiming to be the #1 yam producing community in Ghana? And I'm sure that if we did that, Asogli will be amongst the top 10 in production of yam. We must increase astronomically our contribution to the national food basket through the farming and production of yam. Your Royal Majesty Togbe, the Asogli state and its people constitute a vital part of the national thread used in the yarning of our cohesive national fabric we all know, uphold and love as our country Ghana. Therefore, I congratulate you all for the various valuable roles you have played as traditional leaders, and people and partners that have led to the development of the Asogli state. This shows what can be achieved when there is unity of purpose. Once again, I say congratulations to me. For those of you who think that the institution of chieftaincy has no place in our modern governance and refuse to respect the traditional role of chiefs, you have got it all wrong. Nothing can be further from the truth. I maintain that our traditional leaders and the institution of chieftaincy are as relevant today as they have been in the past. And I use Togbe, His Royal Majesty Togbe Apede, as a role model. Not only is he a modern chief, not only is he an educated, knowledgeable, highly skilled, expert, financial advisor, but he is also an industrialist. And Togbe is remembered for the contribution he has made to the energy sector of Ghana through the establishment of the Asogli power plants in Tema today. And so with chiefs like Togbe collaborating and working together with government, if we had many more Togbe Apedes all over the country, working in partnership with government, I'm sure that Ghana will be a much better place than it is today. The theme for today's festival calls on us to eschew greed and unite for peace and development and prosperity. This is a very relevant theme. For our nation to prosper, we must eschew greed and self-interest and unite for peace and development. Our country today is confronted with major challenges. For our nation to prosper, we need to eschew greed. This is a message that must resound not only in our families, but also in our places of worship, in our schools, in our workplaces, in our communities, and among the leadership of our country. In a time of great strife and difficulty that we are in, what we need is unity and not division. Our Ghanaian culture teaches us to show solidarity with one another. In our communities, when someone gives birth, we all go to support the person by fetching water, providing firewood, and contributing the little that everyone can get to support that family. When there's a funeral, the entire community stops whatever it's doing and goes to the support of the bereaved family. And most of our patriotic songs in Ghana reflect this virtue of Ghanaian solidarity. I believe that it will take efforts of everyone working together to build our nation Ghana. Unfortunately, it appears that greed and self-centeredness are gradually eroding these time-tested virtues that were bequeathed us by our ancestors. Today, many people place their parochial interests above our collective interests as a nation. Politicians must lead the way for every Ghanaian and all the other stakeholders in our nation's development to follow. Not very far from our present location, the composer of our national anthem, Philip Beho, wrote these words, and these are eternal lines in our national anthem. He said, "Make us cherish fearless honesty and help us to resist oppressors' rule with all our will and all our might forevermore." He says, "Make us cherish fearless honesty and help us to resist oppressors' rule with all our will and might forevermore." This means that as people in authority and in leadership, we must not massage the truth, but we must be bold always and fearless in speaking the truth. And I must say, one traditional leader who has always spoken the truth, no matter who is hurt by the truth, is Stokely Afede the 14th. And so, when a traditional ruler and a former member of the Council of State returns a gratuity that was paid to him because he thinks it was not necessary and he didn't deserve to have that money paid to him, he should receive acknowledgement and gratitude and not insults. Stokely, you're a man of principle, you're a man of conviction, and we all admire you.